I'm so disappointed in Maddison, honestly.
Because
He was saying the whole week, we want to right wrongs, and what was that?
He's losing his abilities along with his hairline.
Oh my!
You need to go to Turkey. I can't lie.
I was so disappointed.
Look at Salah.
He looks great, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
And even in those
Didn't play great.
those
But
tough bits where
looks
he really
great.
needed it, it started to go in.
Can't a man just bold in peace? Like,
Nah,
just let him.
not when you perform like that. Sorry.
All right, so hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Gold Diggers podcast. You don't have to go to Turkey if you're balding. Honestly, I think a lot of our fan base or audience is male, and we're not telling you to go to Turkey. If you're balding, just own it. It's fine. I hear like barbers have that spray thingy that they put on.
Yeah, I've
So
seen
when
those.
you're asleep, you're just rubbing it off on your pillow. If it's raining outside, it's just dribbling on your forehead.
It's okay. If in doubt, be Mateta. You can be Sean Philippe.
I'm sure there's precautions around it.
Did you know what happened? Remember what happened to Gabrielle when he tried to do that spray on?
What the hell happened?
He got cooked.
Yeah. See, that's why we're advocating. Go to Turkey.
As a society, we're too harsh on people. Okay, this is natural.
I mean, I say that if it bothers you, if it's something that you're insecure about, maybe think about Turkey. If you're going bald, then own it.
Clearly, Maddison's not insecure because he didn't go. He didn't make the Euros in the summer. He had free time and he didn't go. So.
Okay, so welcome back, guys.
reality.
Welcome back. It's been another week of a lot of goals, which was great. I think strikers are now coming back. I think in my fantasy last season, it was only the midfielders that were scoring the goals, the midfielders and the wingers that were scoring the goals.
And Haaland.
And Haaland. This season, this week, Vardy scored, Mateta scored. Who else scored? Haaland, obviously, he's a robot, scored twice. Nkunku, we're going to come to Nkunku very soon.
Nkunku is a
We're going to talk
midfielder.
about Nkunku very shortly because the first choice striker didn't score. But hey,
Solanke didn't score.
Solanke didn't score, unfortunately. Marcus Rashford, not a striker, but back on the score sheet. Yeah,
No,
so
my
happy for him.
FPL, because I had João
First goal
Pedro
since
as well. He didn't play.
That was Marcus Rashford's first goal since March. I'm sorry.
But happy for him. No?
Yeah.
It's amazing what bit of confidence did because he was playing like the Marcus Rashford that we knew
Exactly.
after he scored that goal.
But that's what happens when you're playing against Southampton. Even though playing against Southampton, go get your confidence back up. Danny Ings on a
Do
score
you think he's
sheet.
back with his girl?
Teema. You cannot, every time that man has a goal involvement, we cannot comment on the status of his relationship.
Just asking the
Is he
question.
back with his... What, are you interested?
What I'm saying is, I don't date flatties. So
Okay, Ollie Watkins also.
Yeah, Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins is awake. We're not going to go into Teema's comment, but Ollie Watkins is now awake. So yeah, it's great, right?
It's true, actually, best striker
We're so
scored.
sorry.
Best striker scored today. Oh, well, this weekend, which is kind of, we're not used to it. It's usually the Salahs, the Bruynes, all the people in midfield, basically, in the fantasy. I don't know why they call them midfielders, but hey. Right. I guess it's only right that we introduce ourselves and then we go straight into the North London derby. So I'm your host today, at Anita by me on all social media platforms. Ella's back.
I am. Not with a win, but we move. Ella LFCLs.
Teema at teams_GH on TikTok and on X.
A miserable Spurs fan at Lauren Coys.
Damn, man. Okay, for context, Arsenal and Tottenham just finished playing. Lauren was at the game, sitting up in hospitality.
Yeah, at least
she
I
was
know so.
eating her chicken with knife and fork. She was eating good. Did you even get a little gift bag?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no gift bag. But either way, though, the thing was nice. And then, so before the game, I was like, yeah, this is nice. Like, look how much money we spent on this stadium. And then on the way back, my head was getting hot because I look how much money we spent on this stadium. And look at the transfers. But, yeah. But at least I had a nice time.
Good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, not everyone gets to do hospitality for a North London derby. Like, that's crazy. But to be fair, yeah, that game gave me almost everything that I needed. But we'll go straight into it. Lauren, take it away. Where do you want to start? Because we can go.
I'm just irritated because it's like, I'm tired. We've played 4 games this season and 3 of the performances have been like that. We're good on the ball. Actually, I'm not going to say good. We're on the ball. We have the majority of the ball. We create a couple of chances most of the other bits not high quality. We keep missing, or we don't shoot. Incorrect decision making. Playing Arsenal at a time where Arsenal were not good.
Yeah,
They weren't great. They just played a low block and they countered. They had a couple of effective counters like Martinelli should have scored. And then the same set pieces that I've been complaining about for at least 12 months, we conceded from a set piece. And yeah, like Romero lost his marker, but why was Gabriel the highest jumper in the box? Like,
That's a good question.
it just...
Do you think the goalkeeper should have come for that?
The thing is, Vicario...
Why did your voice
He was making me nervous. Though.
He was making me nervous throughout the entire game.
He is a fantastic shot stopper, but your decision making needs to improve when we're playing out from the back. Go and watch Edison this weekend, Vic,
Do your homework.
and go and watch how David De Gea went from mids, the Flappy Bird in the set pieces and the crosses, and developed into a better goalkeeper because it's not good enough.
David De Gea.
No, but that's what De Gea was like when he first came to the league, and then eventually he adjusted.
Do you think he needs to bulk out a bit?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just kind of like you've either got to attack the ball properly and get a good punch, or you need to catch it. But also your players need to protect you, because why are you in the masses? Why can't you get to the ball? And it's kind of like it felt like we had improved like in set pieces like in the first few games, but then it's just calamity defending, like just basic defending lets us down. And then because nobody decided to score today, we lost the game.
So, we've spoken about the set pieces. We've spoken about the defending. Can we move on to the attack? Because
God,
I
the attacking was
can't,
shite.
for the life of me, figure out how in the final third you guys were that bad. You had so many chances. None of them were converted. How?
No, I think there were a couple of, like the Solanke one, where he shouldn't have taken 2 chances. It was get it out your feet and shoot. I don't know who he thought. Saliba is right there. I don't know why he thought he had so much time. But I can put Solanke down to not being sharp. He got injured in the first game, joined us late.
Swollen ankle.
Yeah. So I can put that down to needs more sharpness. But Son didn't do anything again. Brennan, I don't want to cuss him too much because he's a young player. But the problem, like, I think someone in the chat was literally like watching Brennan to be like, was he like this at Forest? Yes, he was like this at Forest, but nobody cared. He would pop up when he scored goals at Forest, and then when he was performing like shit at Forest, nobody noticed. And the problem that we've got is that we've signed, apart from Solanke in the summer, all we signed is Pickney now. Like everybody is below the age of 20, apart from Solanke that we signed.
Welcome to our
Welcome
life.
to the club.
Yeah, but then you brought in a Neto as well. We signed one ready-made player, so that means I know that I'm watching a team where they're going to be crazy inconsistent. Like Odeberg came on, and I'm like, bruv.
And he was a bright spark when he came on.
Yeah,
He's quick as anything. But
yeah.
Where did you get him from?
Burnley.
And this is the thing, all we have is raw talent. We signed Archie Gray, he's nowhere to be seen, which means he's not trusted. Bergvall didn't come on, which means he's not
Where did you
trusted.
sign him from?
What, Bergvall? From the Swedish league. To be fair, he's very, very good.
Have you ever heard of this guy?
No, he was going to go to Barcelona and he picked Spurs. He is good.
He's aight.
He's a great talent, but the problem is we have too many good talents.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And we don't have the assured finishes that we need. And then to top it all off, you're telling me we need to bring on the game and we brought on Teema Werner. I said,
was
Jesus, take the
horrid.
wheel. I was like, we're finished.
He was
Because what was he
horrid.
doing?
Oh.
I don't think he had that much of a bad game.
Now, did you see that pass? You know that pass where he was meant to put it across and it just went straight.
Wait, listen. Relax on Teema.
This is cool.
But for me, this is the transfer window that we had. Rather than going to buy a proper wide forward, a wide forward that's going to make a difference, we took the easy option, which was to extend the loan and sign teenagers. And I'm looking at the team and I'm like,
Well, at the time, it seemed like a feasible thing to do.
okay, they'll be good in 3 years.
another
But what are we
loan?
going to do now? Pardon?
So it's another loan?
Yeah, we extended the loan.
Wow.
Financially, on paper, looks like a great deal. On the pitch, where we actually have to use him, that's a waste. It's a waste of a squad as player in the squad.
Go on.
Can we talk about James Maddison?
Go ahead.
No, we can. Yeah.
We're just
Like
speaking
to
about his
say-
hairline. What else is left?
I mean, he just hasn't done anything.
No, we're still living off the first 10 games until he got injured.
It's just, I think I'm just really disappointed in him. Because I thought, missing out on the England squad would have been the motivation he needed to start the season really well. And I'm just very underwhelmed. To be honest, I'm underwhelmed with Spurs in general. I think that Ange, I thought he would have learned a lot from last season. And I thought he would have been better prepared going into this season. The stuff I'm hearing about what he was saying about the North London derby in the lead up to the game, it's just like, do you not understand? He was like, it's another game. Like, we go to every game to win. This is not anything special. Like, I'd want my players to win every game and not just want to win this more than any other. This is like, do you know where you are? Do you know?
I half get that.
I do, because for me, if I went to my line manager and said, I'm going to try the hardest on Fridays because that's the day before the weekend, they'd be looking at me sideways thinking, well, you need to approach every single day the same.
Yeah.
So I get it from that aspect, but your record in these derby games, which mean the most to us at fans, is absolutely shambolic.
And because it's kind of like that, right? The analogy that you used with a manager. But then it's also the same thing of if you have a deal that's worth 60 million, of course you're not going to prep for it the same way you're going to prep for a deal that's worth 30 million. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna want to get that deal across the line, and you're at home. When's the last time Spurs have won against Arsenal at home?
It's been three years now.
3
Years since we
years.
stopped them getting top four.
Yeah.
And that
was under Conte.
That's a derby. That's crazy, bro.
To be fair, I sat there thinking, why is it so quiet? Like, I haven't been to a North London derby in the league in years. And I was sat there thinking, and don't get me wrong, like as a fan, you're sat there thinking, what are these lot doing? But I was kind of like, one of the reasons why we won that game under Conte to stop Arsenal getting top four, the atmosphere was absolutely electric. And I was sat there thinking, Arsenal have scored, and we there was one chant after they scored, like, come on you Spurs, and then it was silent for the rest of the game. And I just feel like we just seem a bit lost.
Well, they were booing actually half the time because of sideways passing.
No, because how can you do passing for passing's sake, and you're passing the ball slowly, like and you're going 6 passes to get to the other side of the pitch. All Arsenal had to do was shuffle across.
So then, what is Ange's game plan? What is Ange ball now? Because obviously, when Ange ball came in, we were talking about the high line and we were talking about the quick passing. We're talking about getting into the final third as quickly as possible. What is it now?
A lack of quality in the final third. Like, we need, like, no, but we because you can't have that much of the ball and then not create more high quality chances. But for me, I'm looking at that. That's a personnel issue. That for me, I'm looking at that. I'm thinking Maddison is not playing well enough. Where's the competition to push James Maddison in the squad? Like, I'm looking at Brennan Johnson and thinking, okay, so if we don't play Brennan there, we're going to play Odibert instead.
His name.
I'm sorry.
It's French. I know, but I just think to myself, like, these names are crazy, by the way. But I just think to myself, something has changed from last season. It's a lack of quality in the final third, but nothing has changed in terms of Ange, and that is what I have a big problem with, because I don't need him. You guys need him to evolve and to adapt quickly to the Premier League and understand and learn from some of the mistakes he was making last season. This guy, I'm glad he stopped saying mate, but like everything else,
He's Australian. Any Australian, and you will hear them say mate every other sentence.
Honestly, at work, there's so many Australians, they never say mate. It's just like, I'm glad that he stopped that.
Maybe they're not cultured. You speak to any Australian, mate.
Yeah, that's literally part of their lingo.
Right, mate.
We're the in-it guys.
Yeah.
They're the mates.
In Ghana, they call us the in-it girls.
With egg. Anyway.
It's necessary.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I think
Did you speak? Oh, go on.
Also, no. I was going to say maybe we're being a little bit harsh on Ange because, no, I hear it. He has some fault, especially the set pieces, because obviously it's an issue that they need to be coached better to deal with set pieces. But I don't think his style of play is horrible. I just don't think he has the players up to scratch to carry out that style of play.
Second season.
Look, listen, I remember Klopp in his second season, and we still had to deal with the likes of Lovren and all of that, the Kariuses. Like, when you have a style of play you need, it was very dark.
Did you not win the Champions League with Lovren?
No, he didn't. No.
Did he not win it?
No.
I think he got to the final with him, no?
Yeah, remember when Karius dropped the ball?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, so, that's what I mean. You can only get to a certain level with certain players.
Just about recovered from that.
Oh, please. It still gives me nightmares, man. Honestly. I'm sorry. This guy.
That final was wild.
Nah, the third one, actually.
Yeah.
When he went at the end, I'm so sorry.
Oh, and the cry to the fans. I was like, leave me alone. Just like,
Didn't he like 2 years later? 2 years later, he was like, "I had concussion."
yeah.
2 years.
I'm still angry. I'm still sorry.
Sorry.
We hope Karius is doing well. We hope he's doing well.
He's on Newcastle, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, we hope he's
for
doing
him.
well.
Newcastle catching strays.
He can't make mistakes not playing there. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Damn. It was bad. Yeah, so like, for example, like Van der Ven, I think he's a really good centre-back. Like, I think Tottenham played brave because they allowed Arsenal to counter, but they had the pace of Van der Ven to deal with it. I think they were dealing with it up to that horrible goal they conceded. It's just that they couldn't score. So again, it's just the quality of players rather than the style of play, in my opinion. But of course, Ange can coach them and can get them to play better, but it's up to the club to kind of support him and make sure he gets the best players and not kids.
£65
basically.
million on Solanke.
Yeah, but he's, again, it's a few games in. Like,
I think
Brings me
Solanke
back.
will
Solanke
come
will-
alive.
He will get.
No,
there.
I'm not
Yeah.
criticising Solanke. I'm saying he has been backed.
but that's one player.
Yeah,
they
but
need
it's
more
one,
than
it's
one player.
We need major surgery.
What's the guy? Obdestein. What's his name? Olderberg.
Yeah,
And
but
the
he's a
other one.
kid. He's a kid.
He's 19. This
He's
is
a
what I
kid,
mean. We
Teema.
sign children.
Yeah.
What's the Swedish guy called?
Bergvall.
Bergvall.
Again, he's like 18.
Yeah, they're
Archie
kids.
Gray is
They're
like
kids.
18.
Archie Gray costs about 30 million.
It's not about just spending money. I know you can't understand that given the amount of money that your club spends. But it's not just
And
about-
raised.
It's not just about the money that you spend on a player. It's about the
Yeah.
quality of that player. And do you have a good balance in your squad of players who are ready to play now and players who will be ready to play in 3 years? And the balance of our squad is that we've got who we would call our senior players, like Maddison. They're not performing, and then we've got a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I was disappointed with
Maddison's
Son, Maddison. They're the players that
Johnson
you
was
look at.
awful.
And it's just like,
But again,
where was it?
it's another very raw young player who's ridiculously inconsistent. But yeah, like Son didn't play well. But equally, I'm looking. Son is 32. We need a succession plan.
He's what?
Yeah.
Son is how
He's
old?
a year older than Harry Kane.
Nah, there's no way he's.
He's at least 31, but I think he's
First of
32.
all,
Yeah.
he looks amazing for his age.
So yeah, because like a lot of
Korean
people
skincare, bro.
a lot of people say he's finished or he's like, and I'm like, the guy's he's 32.
I can't believe that.
So we don't have that many years left with him.
Like
Like-
in football terms.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Like in football terms.
He's not dying. He's not dying.
Yeah, in football terms, he's not young for a footballer. Any horse around. I wasn't trying to listen. It's not funny.
Blood in the obituary, like bloody hell.
It's the way that you worded it. We haven't got many years left with him.
I mean at the time, yeah. Yeah, he has lost a yard of pace because he's 32. Sorry. Yeah.
No, man.
So, and I just don't think bringing in like a Timo Werner or players who are not ready, that doesn't help Ange at all. So for me, the solution is not to get rid of him. Because what's Daniel, I haven't even mentioned his name, but Daniel Levy going to bring in Conte, going to bring in Jose, not backing them. When Jose asked for Bruno Fernandes, you bought Jadon Fernandes. When Jose asked for Skriniar, you bought Joe Rodon. Like you're always you're buying lesser quality because you don't have the ambition.
Where's Joe Rodon now?
At Leeds. We finally got rid of him
Fantastic.
in the summer permanently. But like as Spurs fans, we've been told by this club that we are the way that we've been doing our finances is to make sure that for FFP we're in a really, really good position. Now, what is the result of that? And that's my problem. It's not a case of get rid of Ange. The board need to finish this project because I'm tired of changing manager.
Oh no, I wasn't suggesting getting rid of Ange. I'm just saying that.
But that's what some sections of the Spurs fan base are already Ange out.
Do you believe that there's a project or is it a pyramid scheme? I'm sorry. This is
I
a
think we're
pyramid scheme.
probably the pyramid scheme, to be honest.
No. There could be more than one pyramid scheme. Let's not get twisted. You know how there's multiple people going around trying to recruit for pyramid schemes?
Yeah.
There could be more than one. But
For me,
this project is never ending. Started with Poch.
But this is the thing, that it's a project that they have never finished.
Right.
That they get scared because of the fan reaction and they just sack the manager. And they think that rather than looking inwardly about the fact that we didn't have the academy set up right, the fact that every season now we struggle with homegrown because we didn't have any academy players coming through after Harry Kane, the fact that our scouting was a little bit all over the place, we didn't have a good youth system.
What about Oliver Skip?
Yeah, we sold him because he was never going to play. But we kept Oliver Skip in the squad for as long as we did and never let him play. Like Tanganga, because we needed him.
Where's Tanganga?
Tanganga's at Millwall now.
Yes.
At Millwall!
And he got to the age of 25 with less than 50 senior appearances because we needed him because he was club trained.
Wow. First of all, my guy can do better than Millwall, surely.
He needed to play. And Millwall was who I'm scared for him, but I don't think there's been any trouble. But that is where we've
find him
got
somewhere
to.
on the continent, like a little Italian club?
We sent him to Germany on loan and he never played, so we had to bring him back. And then in January we sent him on loan to Millwall, and now he's there permanently because his contract ran out. But it's like we've wasted money on players like Ndombele, like Lo Celso, and then we haven't invested where we've needed to.
Where's Lo Celso?
He's gone back to Real Betis.
Oh.
This is bad.
Yeah, this is what when I've been sat here screaming Daniel Levy's name. Do you see what I mean? Like it's not. Ange is going to be the last person I sit here and blame because we have failed in the summer. Yet another manager in the transfer window.
This is dark.
I mean,
Chelsea had a bad.
I was gonna come here and cuss out Tottenham with my full chest, but now I just feel sorry for you guys.
And it's painful because it's a case of. Like, even today, where you look and think Arsenal were there for the taking, and the lack of quality is the reason why we didn't win. And now we have 4 points after 4 games.
That's bad.
Who's your next game? Who's next?
Brentford at home. But if we see the Brentford that went to the Etihad, we're going to struggle.
But this is why I said last week, I think that Brentford game is going to be tough. I think, as I said, we can talk about quality, but I still think Ange needs to learn some lessons from last season. That set piece defending.
Yeah.
When are you guys going to fix that?
No, it's horrific. We have gotten better, but we are still not at the level because every other team, when we play, the opposition prepare the set pieces. They go pack out the goal because they know Vicaria's not going to get there. So at the same time, you can't, as a manager, Ange, in the press, sit here and say, yeah, we don't have a problem with set pieces, or we do, but you look at the bigger picture. No, because the reason why we lost today, we could have just taken a 0-0. Yeah. We lost today because of the set piece.
He also said at the end of the game that he always wins a trophy in his second season at a club.
So is it?
Yeah, but it's true. Factually, it's correct. Maybe just, he's probably gonna not win a trophy.
Just like Jose Mourinho didn't win a trophy at Tottenham. That's crazy.
Yeah, because we sacked him in the week of the cup final. Again, Daniel Levy sacked him in the week of the cup final.
That's crazy.
It's a big week now for Ange. He's lost the derby at home. We have the Carabao Cup midweek. You cannot afford to go out of that cup again in the first round that we're playing in. And then we've got Brentford at home next week. If we have a diabolical week, the way that we operate, and we have been operating as a club, I'm like, are you going to make it to Christmas? And then we're going to be here again.
He's going to be there.
The board need to hold their nerve, because when you sack Jose Mourinho in the week of a cup final,
I mean, maybe if you guys get to a cup final, maybe that's when you'll go. But he's making it till Christmas.
I don't know.
There's no way.
Remember
that
Nuno?
guy loves his money.
I tried to forget him, but do you remember Nuno Espirito Santo? He lasted 3 months.
My God.
3 months.
I can't speak.
I
too much
totally
for
forgot about Nuno. Anyway, I
Our
have
club has been a
have
mess.
my words about racismo on that one, if I'm being real with you. Because that was very unwarranted. He got manager of the month in August.
City as
He
well,
lost
didn't
about
Yeah, but
5 games in a row.
But that was an effort that came from the fact that we were saying, piss off, don't come and get Harry Kane, yeah? But
He lost 5 games in a row or something like that.
yeah, but it wasn't good. He was never well received by the fan base.
Sorry.
But again,
I tried. Be 11 it. I tried.
That wasn't BLM, that was just LM.
But the board lost their nerve again. They sat and that's the problem. It's not about me as a Tottenham fan and me holding my nerve when it comes to Ange. It's about the board. You started another project. You've put us through this again. You need to deliver on that project and you need to finish that project before you sack this man.
All right.
Moving on.
Arsenal.
Very well summarised. Very.
Arsenal. There's some fans that say Arsenal dominated the North London derby without possession.
Those Arsenal fans need to go. Those ones need to go get their eyes tested because clearly
They didn't dominate anything.
Why do you think people are assuming that they've dominated this match? Because obviously it's Tottenham on paper, more possession, more shots on goal, more chances created, etc. But Arsenal fans seem to believe that they were in control the whole time. So can someone help me with where they're getting this from?
It's because they believe that Arteta tactically outclassed and somehow that equates to them dominating, and because they won the game. If Arsenal didn't win the game, I don't think that would have been the narrative. But because they won the game, they like to do story time. You know, like Treasure Island story time discs, the Treasure Island discs in their head, and think that they can come up with a new narrative, a new bedtime story, and then we're all going to believe it. Like, I watched it with my eyes, I wasn't impressed with Arsenal.
And I think
Where was Saka?
I don't even think
Those did really well to manage Saka on a yellow card as well.
That's what I said.
And on top of that, I think Saka, Martinelli, and Havertz, when it got to the final third, they did try, right?
I saw a tweet about Martinelli.
What was the tweet?
He said, I think it was an Arsenal fan. It was like, he was so bad, he needs to drop Nelly from his name.
Just put Marty. Marty.
Or the Ellie, so I think it's the Ellie, so just called himself Martin.
No, but I didn't even think it was that bad. There were a couple of times where I thought, okay, come on, you got to be doing better there. But I didn't
He
think
should have
did
scored
that bad.
though.
He should have
'cause
scored. He should have
Or
scored.
past it at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have scored. But nonetheless, I think attacking, obviously, with the chances that they were gifted, they could have done better, but they did what they could. Midfield was scary. Jorginho was frightening. Partey, I didn't know he was playing for a large chunk of it. And again, going back to Tottenham, the fact that you couldn't convert with that was ridiculous. So where Arsenal fans are getting this delusion that they played absolutely fantastically is beyond me.
They think that they have the same Man City aura when Man City don't play well, but and dominate games and maybe scrape things like they did. They dominate. So Arsenal think just because they won the game, because they were going toe to toe with Man City, they seem to think that they also have that ability. Where I just think that they just sat back in a low block and hoped for the best, and they got it through a set piece.
Yeah, I mean, they had joy from it today. They had joy from it a couple of games last season. But a lot of it comes from luck. I mean, because let's say, for example, when Maddison should have taken a shot, but he passed it for some reason and it hits Saliba and goes in. That's game. That's an equaliser. That's a goal. But it's like, I just think for Arsenal to go to another step, they need, as you said, Teema, they need to be a bit more feared. I don't ever fear Arsenal like coming to Anfield. Even if they came to Anfield tomorrow, I wouldn't fear them. But I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry. I would fear Man City. I would because I just think it's they can hurt you in so many ways. But you know how Arsenal are going to play. It's just about just get the goal before they and just stop them from scoring, because I just don't think they're very organised. They defend like a title-winning team, but you need to have the presence of one, in my opinion. And I think that's...
Hey, I think you need to...
I'm sorry, that's just what they're lacking.
Sis said Arsenal ain't got the aura.
I don't think so.
I've said this for about 2 seasons.
I just don't think so.
They're trying to
Like, I don't
create
feel
it
them.
with the North London Forever,
Yeah.
the dog, the manager, how he presents himself,
Leave the dog
his hairline, his
alone.
eyebrows. But at the end of the day, they just don't. It's something that has to evolve over time.
Yeah.
It's not something that you have to go and chase. And I feel like they are chasing that aura so much.
But they're a good team. I don't understand why they just don't play
You okay,
when they go.
Anita?
When they go.
You good?
They're chasing
You
the
guys are
recognition
saying
of
a
being
club
that team.
doesn't have
I feel like
aura.
sometimes harder than they're chasing the title.
Yeah, just,
They have aura, but not the aura that they think they have. I understand what you mean.
They're a good team, but I always feel like,
It's basically like, look, if they finished 12 points behind Man City, no one would be surprised.
Yeah.
If Man City finished 12 points behind Arsenal, everyone would be shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because Man City's won several titles. They haven't won a title in ages.
If Arsenal lost to Real Madrid in the semi-finals of the Champions League, no one would be shocked. If Man City lost, everyone would be like, oh, that's actually quite an interesting
But
result.
then again, it just goes to show it's because Man City have won the Champions League.
'Cause they have the
one
aura.
of- They do have,
Yeah,
but they've got the backing behind
yeah,
it.
but the thing is, they back up what they do because
Yeah.
To use a different example, last season Arsenal got Bayern Munich, and the way that Arsenal fans were acting and doing the narrative, but Bayern Munich would be a walkover. They're shit, forgetting who Bayern Munich are and what European heritage
Is.
gives you in that
And did
competition.
Bayern Munich fear them? No.
Nope.
No, and they weren't playing well at all. And they still got the W.
Can we talk about Arteta's contract? So before you came on, I was
You
telling...
can't talk about contracts today. Sorry, Ella. Go on.
It's fine.
Oh yeah.
It's cool.
So obviously he got a new 3-year deal. I was on TikTok and I saw a video of Jose Mourinho talking about Arsenal 17 years ago. He said it must be amazing to be at a club where you lose title after title after title, and yet you still get a new contract and you're still revered. 17 years later, Arteta is signing a new contract after winning 1 FA Cup. My problem, like, I know Arsenal fans are going to come for me or whatever.
Shy won't, because Shy agrees with you.
But at the end of the day, I feel like this club has been blown. Like, he's done a great job at Arsenal. I'm not going to take that away from him. But he hasn't done an amazing job. This is a manager who cannot compete on multiple fronts.
After 5 seasons,
how is
10
he-
transfer windows to assemble this squad.
And how much?
And how much money they
750?
spend.
Yeah,
So
and how
50,
much money,
800
yeah.
million?
So much money. Yeah.
Like, how is he not held accountable more for the lack of success he's had in that period? 1 FA Cup in his first season off, and then he spent how much money, and they can't compete on multiple fronts.
Not to mention the back-to-back 8th place finishes and then falling short of winning the Premier League title back-to-back. That's
When they were in
also-
front, they were top at Christmas both
Yeah.
times.
No, they weren't top of
first
Christmas the second time.
First time they were 10 points clear or something like that. How are you not winning the title? Like, I just think this season, for me personally, if Arteta does not win the league, there needs to be a lot of questions asked about him.
But I think there's a lot of questions asked about him anyway. I just don't
Not
think...
enough, though.
No, I think there is. But I just don't think the owners are buying into he needs to win right now. I think they're buying into his relationship with the players, his relationship with the fans that go to the games week after week after week, not the armchair fans. I'm talking about fans at the stadium because they're the ones that are backing him ruthlessly, right? And I think they're just not buying into the whole he needs to win right now because everybody seems to be happy on the outside looking in. They're competing in the Champions League. They're competing for titles. They are.
In
They're
the Champions League.
They're
They're part of the competition. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify.
And on top
what
of that,
you
you just remember last year when they were in the champs, it was the first time they got past the round of 16 in how long?
they haven't been in the competition. That's why.
Yeah, but that's something that makes fans happy. They got past the round of 16. And it's kind of like they're keeping the fans in a sweet spot. And that's why Arteta has that extra 3 years on his contract now because he's in a sweet spot with the fans. If he was losing back to back, that's a different story. But this is like the most graphic description I'm about to say. But it's kind of like when you're having sex, right? Wait, I know, but it's kind of like when you're having sex, yeah. Oh, this is so mad. I hope my parents don't watch this. But it's like when you're having sex and he's hitting it right. Oh my God, he's hitting it right. I'm not looking at everybody. And you can feel like you're about to climax. You can feel you're in a sweet spot. You're in a sweet spot. But he just doesn't quite get there because one thing after another keeps happening. Okay?
And how long are you going to stay with that man if that's your experience every time?
But it depends on the type of woman you are. Some women will be like, do you know what? One day he's going to get there. Other women will be like, if you don't get there, another man will. Arsenal are saying, one day he's going to get there. They're happy without the orgasm.
Somehow we've turned into the receipt.
It was the only way I could describe it.
I understand, but when is he going to climax? At the end of the day, yeah.
Nah, we need to stop this. We actually need to stop this.
When is he going to get there? We're talking 5 years. So 8 years in, like,
Listen, I agree because what Arsenal needs to be careful of is, God forbid, Chelsea will get it right someday.
Yeah.
Liverpool, God forbid, will get it right someday.
Did you just say God forbid on you?
I mean, as in the owners do and, Slot does his thing, then hopefully we will. But, like, you want to win now because, okay, Pep might go, but Pep might not go. And then what, we're going to wait another 3 years until he goes and then Arteta wins the league? Who knows? Chelsea might have got it right by then. Liverpool might have got it right by then. Tottenham might have got it right by then.
It's funny how
Who
you
knows?
Manchester United.
Oh, because I'm not putting that in. Absolutely
That would not be happening.
That will not be happening.
But it's true because it's about ambition. I think as a board because they could have just waited. Like it's 4 games in.
Yeah.
They could have waited till Christmas time, thinking, "How are we looking?"
I think he's in his last year, isn't he?
But yeah,
he was in his last year.
But still,
And is anyone going to take him? Let's be real.
But
Is there a threat of any club taking
like who's
Arteta?
sniffing around for him? No one.
It wasn't Barcelona was looking around for him when Xavi was about to
I
leave.
think
though.
yeah.
No one got a handsy flick.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
A winner.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
So sorry.
I didn't.
whoa, that shade was shaded.
No, but I don't know. I just it's a timing thing. I think you need to wait for the season to play out at least to make your evaluation. Because then it's a case of renewing a contract because you like them. What is the ambition of your club?
Well, don't know me. I will not be staying with a man that can't make me come. Anyway,
Gosh, this needs to be a plus
Up
18.
to our next dilemma.
oh yeah, we gotta put plus 18 on this 18 plus episode, everybody. 18 plus. All right, on to the next one. Right, referees in the match against Arsenal and Tottenham. Yellow cards are being dished out left, right, and centre. Right, and one of the things I want to say about referees in a derby. Just keep the cards in your pocket, mate. Unless it's absolutely necessary, let the game flow, mate. Because Vicario even got a yellow card for what? For Timber putting his hands on him.
Yeah.
It just didn't.
And the thing is that, like, in a derby when the atmosphere's that heated, like, and it wasn't a red card, by the way, but it was a bad tackle.
Yeah,
it was a bad challenge.
The one of Timber on.
It wasn't a red card. I'm not advocating for that. But like it's a derby. Like when we talk about how like you want to see your players enter those matches with passion, with playing for the shirt. He reacted to a bad tackle on his teammate, and Timber's gripping him up, and it's Vicario that ends up with a yellow card. I think Timber got a yellow card for the challenge in itself. But it's just kind of I was looking at David Coote and I'm like. Why can I hear your whistle more so than anything else? Because you've got to let those type of games flow every 2 seconds, and people are afraid of making proper tackles, and then you actually lose the part of the game. And I know we'll obviously move on to your public enemy number one, but I just think. We're at a time now. Why are the referees the main character? Your job is to officiate the game. Your job is to not... You're wearing a black shirt. You're supposed to be in the background and you're supposed to allow the game to flow. And I'm just looking and thinking, you've ruined the pattern of the game and what was going on. And it was on both sides. It was just... And I was just like, this is why... Well, we've gone backwards because I don't think Anthony Taylor's not great either. But... You can't keep giving us these experienced referees. Oh, they're going to do their first. No. There should be a category of certain games that the low rent refs are not allowed to referee.
The low rent refs.
Sorry,
it's true.
the rubbish ones, the ones that get stuck on the 3 p.m. games and we never see their performances. Like David Coote should not be given a North London derby again.
David Coote today?
Yeah, with that man's long legs. I think it was David Coote.
I don't
Oh,
think
I think Stuart something.
Wait,
I hope I didn't cuss that guy out. Sorry, David.
No, do not apologise to David.
Liverpool has beef with David.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, who was
someone
it?
else?
No, Jared Gillett.
Who's
It was
that?
Jared Gillett.
Jared Gillett.
Anyways, David Coote, sorry.
Do not apologise. Do not apologise.
Ella said, don't apologise to that man.
Wait, is he the Australian one?
He's one of
I think so. Is
He's
it?
also
Sounds
David
Australian.
Coote's probably also crap anyway. So
Yeah, he did send off Pickford for breaking up Van Dijk's leg. Remember?
Liverpool have beef with David
hey.
Coote.
But then again, like, but we
years
can
ago.
all, as fans that support different teams, can go
Anthony
back
Taylor.
to
Mike
referees who are just not who are not strong enough, who don't
Anthony
understand the
Taylor.
context of the games that they're refereeing.
Anthony Taylor.
So, I
we'll
got some tweets from Twitter because I thought Twitter was very funny about the referees this weekend. So at Stillmanator said, it's so frustrating to see how Howard Webb's enormous ego spill into every Premier League game you watch now. His stance is so clear. The referees are the stars.
It's true though.
Yeah,
What is Howard Webb's role?
he's the head of the PGMO.
yeah.
So
Didn't they drag him back from Saudi or somewhere?
Yeah, because I feel like in that era, like the three like famous referees was Howard Webb, Mark Clattenburg, and
Mike Dean.
Mike Dean, Mr. Red Card. And it feels maybe it is to do with Howard Webb because where are you? Because you were coming on Sky, getting you were on television, so coming here like, oh look at me, like come and listen to the audio and all of this stuff. Where are you now? Where are you now? So now you decided that the referee should be a personality. We're going to Mike Dean in what do you think of this? And I'm just like, why has the officiating now got the same role as in punditry?
It's true though.
I'm tired of it. I don't want to keep seeing them and keep hearing them. Again, you wear black. You should be in the background. You should be in the background.
But even them on commentary, they don't ever go against their mates. They're always like, oh yeah, I actually think that was a really
was
good
it?
decision there.
Was I dreaming or something when they were defending that referee today, and they were like, he's really experienced, he's been in this, they were really like,
They're like, oh yeah, I think it's quite good that we can't always have Michael Oliver and Anthony Taylor refereeing these derbies.
but do you know what? It's quite sad because I don't think pundits are wrong in backing referees sometimes. Because sometimes there are games where it's like, okay, this is a tough game for the referee. There was some decision that shouldn't have been made, blah, blah, blah. But I also think it's down to the PGMOL to decide what referees can, like you said, can referees what games. Because the North London derby is probably the angriest derby in the league. When I say angriest, I mean like on the pitch.
There's always a flare-up.
There's always something. No matter how small it is, there will be a flare-up. Like someone can run into someone and you never know what's going to happen, right? And that used to be Liverpool, Manchester United, but Liverpool now treat Man United like dogs. So in games like that, there's got to be a highly experienced referee that can take and soak in all of that pressure. Because even the commentary was saying, oh, the stadium's not going to like this one when the ref kept pulling out yellow cards. And it's like, you need a referee that's not going to give a fuck. If the stadium don't like it, I don't care. What the hell? But he has to know what he's doing at the same time. So it's a bit of a... Obviously, big up Jared Gillett, innit? If that's his first big Premier League game to referee...
May that be the last.
I just hope he gains more experience.
Go gain experience in a different league. Sorry. Or go and do a derby in one of the lower leagues.
Someone said Championship.
No, but
Someone said Sheffield United versus Sheffield Wednesday.
No, because the thing is...
Hey, that's a classic, though.
Yeah, but if you want to get experience of challenging crowds, go do one of those ones then. Because you cannot, like, this is primetime television, more so than anything. There's
pay
more
for my Sky
eyes.
Sports.
Yeah, like there are eyes on this game. And if we are still sat here at the end of the game talking about the referees, you have done a bad job. Because we not being funny, like we're quite fickle. We don't sit there and we won't do analysis of how good the referee was. We'll discuss the refereeing when the refereeing is bad. and we are sat here discussing the refereeing every single week.
They're all the same, though. I don't categorise them as some are better than the others. They all upset my spirits. So
You're all
Listen, they kill my vibe.
They do.
Oh my
they
god.
do, man.
Another tweet was Szoboszlai was on a yellow. He committed a foul. The free kick was given, and immediately he ran over to the ball to boot it away. No second yellow given. No consistency once again. Ella,
It was different. It was different. For
how
one.
was it different to Rice's?
It was
Come on.
because Szoboszlai was wasting our time. So it wasn't. Forest weren't like suffering from him booting the ball. He was actually benefiting him, to be honest. And listen, if they sent him off, fair enough, man. Advantage Bournemouth next week because he's playing bad. So
goodness.
I think that's the perfect segue to go into Liverpool's loss. See, does you wanted to pop your chest? Yeah. Oh, Liverpool lost to Nottingham Forest. Big up Callum Hudson-Odoi every time.
Nice
it was,
finish.
it was a fantastic goal.
Yeah,
fair
nice
enough
finish.
to him.
So poor.
Wait,
though,
hold on.
from,
Sorry.
What's the right back pick?
Did
that
you
was
not?
poor defending.
Did you
Oh,
not
I'm coming on
see?
to that.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
coming
Did
on
you
to
not
that.
see after the match when they were
That's what I'm
celebrating
saying.
Callum and they were talking about egg?
They're throwing eggs
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Anfield, like Slot, Mr. Slot made his Peter last.
Oh wait,
time.
were they actually throwing eggs at Anfield?
Weren't they throwing eggs at him or something?
I don't know.
At Arne?
No.
I just saw the
at
video.
Callum.
I saw the video, but I don't like. But that was the dressing room.
Yeah, that's
because
what I
he's
meant,
Ghanaian.
Yeah.
No, but Slot is also an egghead.
That's what I was saying when they threw that.
Oh, no.
That's what I was looking at. Teema, like,
No.
Because I feel like Teema would have led with that.
Perfectly shaped eggheads.
It's so round and so shiny.
It's like him and Ten Hag have got different type of egghead.
Have you guys
shapes.
watched Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Do you know Varys? People put a picture of him next to Arne Slot. They look identical. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, no. How are you feeling about Arne Slot? We haven't had you on the pod yet this season, so let's talk about it. You guys Liverpool started off the season really well.
Yeah.
This is their first loss and their first goal conceded
Yeah.
this season too. How have you been feeling?
I mean, I think we started the season well. You can't really complain. 3 wins, no goals conceded, beat our biggest rivals. Beat us is kind. We just embarrassed
You
them.
slap them. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just tell us the truth.
Yeah. But coming to this game,
That big XXL bully that we saw outside.
I think this game was good for Slot because everything just went wrong. I think he was a bit naive with his team selection because he went with the same team again. And after international break, you've got to change it up a bit, like at least 1 or 2 changes. And it kind of showed we were just very poor. Nothing went right. The passing was off. I think Salah probably had the worst game I've ever seen from him, bar none. Final third decisions, really poor. And then Slot just went a bit mad and he took off... He took off McAllister, who, even though he wasn't great, he's our best midfielder. And I thought after he went off, the tempo completely went. He put Trent in midfield, brought Bradley on, which was a horrible mistake because Bradley wasn't strong enough for Hudson-Odoi's goal. And Trent in midfield, you know how I feel about that. He's not a midfielder. He was playing...
I was really annoyed because because usually Bradley comes on for Trent and I'm like, clean sheet points
Yeah,
in the bag for FPL and he left him on.
Yeah, Trent was just playing like 100 miles per hour and it's like, that's not what you need. Like Nottingham Forest, fair enough to them, fair enough to Nuno, they came with a game plan, really well executed. But when they're so compact in the middle, you don't want your best passer out wide in the middle. And that's what I didn't understand. He took off Jota, even though he wasn't great, and brought on Nunes. There's nothing to say about that. He didn't do anything, of course. Gakpo the same. Yeah, and it was just poor. We just couldn't create enough chances. I thought Szoboszlai was horrible yesterday. He probably should have been the one to be taken off. But big up Gravenberch. I thought he was actually good. I think he started the season well despite him not being a 6. But yeah, it was just poor all round. I just hope it was a blip and not of a sign of things to come.
I was literally about to ask, do you think that's a blip? Because we were watching Liverpool from the Ipswich game, United game. You kind of saw that it took them not a while, but the Ipswich game a while, but a minute to kind of switch back on into the game and get a result at the end of it. Is it a blip or is it just the time has come where Liverpool can't be playing around anymore?
I think it might just be a blip. I think the change of style, the style of play is obviously different. It's not 100 miles per hour like Klopp. But I think that has like made the crowd a bit dead. Like again, the crowd was just Nottingham Forest fans singing the whole game. It was flat. People were leaving before the final whistle. You didn't see that under Klopp. And it's just like, yeah, it was. We could have played for 2 hours and Liverpool weren't going to score a goal. It was just very uninspiring, and I'm just hoping that Slot has learned his lessons. I mean, he even went to 3 at the back, and it was just like with Tsimikas, Bradley, and Virgil, and it was just like it was just a mess. Yeah, it was just like he completely, exactly. He just completely lost his head. So I'm just hoping that, because obviously people are going to look at the Nottingham Forest and how they set up, and they're all going to come to Anfield like that. So it has to be resolved quickly. But obviously we play AC Milan in the Champions League on Tuesday. So we pray
that was back.
Yep. Oh, you guys. Oh, sorry.
Relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
The conference hasn't started yet.
Sorry, you guys aren't. Yeah.
Thursday night.
You guys aren't part of this mad league phase. But wait, is it the same?
I'd rather
Yeah,
be
but
part
they
of
have
this
less.
mad
They have
league
fewer
phase.
teams and fewer
Okay,
games. But
okay.
only the conference, the Europa, has the same number.
Because I'm very worried. I'm very worried about Liverpool.
Have fun playing Noah.
Man. I'm very worried.
And Arc Stadium, founded in 2017.
I'm very worried about our squad depth because I just don't think we have the squad depth to compete on multiple fronts. I said
Chiesa, is it Chiesa?
What?
he wasn't even in the squad yesterday. Yeah, and I thought that was a mistake because
Did he go to Italy? Just for international duty?
Because maybe
No, he
he hasn't
didn't.
trained them.
I don't understand why he
Maybe
wasn't.
he's
So
in
where
the
is
squad.
he? He's not injured already.
No, he's not injured. He just wasn't in the squad, but that's somebody that you could bring on and could brighten things up. But again, he brought on Nunes and Gakpo, didn't do anything. He brought on 4 subs who did nothing but make the game worse. So,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think Slot has connected with the Liverpool fans? Yeah.
I mean, I miss Klopp, so not with me.
Yeah, but come on, like
It's
that's like,
hard. It's going to be
come
hard
on,
though.
man.
For anybody, it would have been
How
really
many
difficult.
years were you guys with Klopp?
I'm sorry.
8 years, isn't it? 7,
sorry.
8 years. That's like
He needs to smile more. Sorry.
Hey, she misses the veneers.
I do. I want to
Fist
be.
pumps.
Yeah, like he's very like a cool character, but
Why you gotta bring up the veneers, man?
Sorry. I know, and it's bad every time I say it. Anyways, we come full circle, innit? Discussing Turkey.
like they're very different characters. But yeah, that's one thing that I think Slot really needs to get out. Because listen, not every manager Liverpool have had an amazing like personality like Klopp. Look at Rafa Benitez, exactly, and the fans loved him. So it's a results game. If he starts performing well, the fans will get on board. But it's in that phase where we're kind of getting used to his football, the way the team are, the way he is. But yeah, I can't be too harsh because this was the first blip, but it cannot continue because Liverpool don't lose at home. It's Nottingham Forest. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're used
Because
to.
Virgil was playing, innit? Because he's got
Yeah.
that mad record.
That's what I'm saying. We're used to going seasons unbeaten. Like this isn't good. So let it be the last.
What
Mr. Slot.
for you? What would equate a good season for Slot?
It's a hard one, Teema, I can't lie, because the way the board were moving, the way we were moving the transfer market, you expect Liverpool to win the league, but they're not going to win the league.
I put you guys to win the league.
Because if you're saying, there's no one out there that can improve the squad, then go and win it then. But it's,
I personally think, right, if this was Klopp's last season, I
Yeah.
think you guys could win the league.
I think we could.
Not without 6.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need
Yeah.
a 6.
I think because it felt like Gravenberch couldn't do the 6th role in a Klopp system, but can
But
do
he
it.
can,
in
but he
this
can
one.
do it in this
one.
system.
He can do it in this
So then
one.
it's kind of like you've got all the pieces there. And obviously you spoke about squad depth, which I think is kind of, a bit come on Ella.
It's not great. It's not great.
It's
Yeah, but you can
not
bring on
bad.
Gakpo and Nunes. Some of us are bringing on teenagers. So your squad depth is
Lauren.
not
Lauren.
Stop it. Learn them guys' name, man.
What's his name?
Bergvall.
Listen,
Christ.
in the 4 performances that Nunes has come on the pitch, have you seen him do anything?
You and this Nunes.
I'm just putting out facts.
Would you
Have
rather
seen
Teema
anything?
Werner?
Same difference.
Poor Darwin,
You are
man.
shameless.
What are they both on 0 goals?
Hey, and Darwin's got more moves than Teema, man.
Oh, more moves. Where are the goals, Laura? We got more moves. Give me goals. I don't care about moves. I don't care.
Darwin's movement. I've always said it. His movement.
Anita. If it comes to nothing, there's no point. He moves too much, if anything. Aye.
I can't lie, I've missed you, Ella, man.
I'm getting back to that time he said he needs, after training, he needs to sit there and watch the
And
tape.
has he watched the tapes? No.
It's either Ella's either despaired or she's like, bring on Real Madrid. There's nothing in between.
It's either Liverpool. Oh, come on, give me Real Madrid. We
Yeah.
can be fine. We'll beat them. Like,
Man,
Can we
life
hit the
after
middle
club.
ground? Can we address actually something? You deleted your tweet
Which
that said that you thought Liverpool were going to win the league.
Listen.
I'm so happy because I was still awake when you tweeted it and I screenshot it and I think I'll do that in the morning.
I can address it. I can address it. Teema, I didn't account for Mr. I did not account for the horrendous slip in standards from our forwards.
No.
I didn't account for it. Like I couldn't.
You gotta hold it. Like, why are you
No.
Why are you deleting
The
the
reason
tweet?
because they put me to shame, so I just had to. I had to backtrack. I had to,
That's so funny though.
I just, yeah. But listen, nothing could shame me more than my team shame me. So
I'm so
that's what it
sorry.
is.
Speaking of the contracts though, or your forwards, actually not just your forwards who are out of contract.
Forwards. Who else is out?
No,
only-
it's just Salah, but
Oh,
it's
the
just
spine.
defenders. The spine is out of contract.
Trent, Virgil, Salah.
Has Salah already said this is my last season here?
That's
Listen,
pressure, man.
I was watching that live.
Yes, Salah has said,
This
come
is
and
where
speak to my agent.
this is what's upsetting, because the board have got to a situation where your captain and your vice captain are down to a year, and every week the question is going to be the same: Are you staying? Are you going? You don't want that. They will get offered contracts, but I question what Michael Edwards was doing, and Richard Hughes were doing in the summer, because you signed Chiesa in the last few days and some goalkeeper who is staying at Valencia. And what did you do for the rest of
Hey,
the
not some goalkeeper. He's very good.
He's good.
Mama Deveshli or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's good, he's
sorry,
good,
any Georgian
Some
listeners,
goalkeeper.
but he's a very good goalkeeper.
Listen, he's a good goalkeeper, but is he better than Alisson?
Nobody.
No one's
There
better
we
than
go.
Alisson.
There we go. So it's not benefiting my
that's a
team now.
transition plan.
How many
Or next
goalkeepers
season?
are better than Alisson?
Thank
Well,
you.
there you go.
There isn't one. So sorry, anything is a step down.
Okay, it was a good deal, but I'm talking about now. Right, we bought Chiesa, who, let's be honest, it was an easy deal because
He was
Juventus
cheap,
didn't want
and
him,
they wanted to get rid of
cheap.
him.
We spent all that time on Zubimendi, which was stupid. I just don't understand.
Ed
why-
was very confident about that.
I
signing
just
too.
don't
Confident about Caicedo. I love you.
listen.
Did you delete those tweets as well or no?
I didn't even. I'm not too fussed about Zubimendi because I didn't think he was the be all and end all. But we should have had a replacement ready. We didn't do that. Again, that was another thing we didn't do.
But to be fair, it was a sure thing until, things just fell apart.
Yeah, but I
Apparently,
don't know why they
it
thought
was
a Basque player was
no,
gonna
no. But apparently, it was Paul Joyce tweeting it. Oh, it's nearly done. That made him panic and say no.
Paul Joyce.
Yeah, he's like the Liverpool guy. That when he tweets, it's almost certain that it's done. He's like our
He ain't known for
journalist. Yeah,
Fabrizio.
but he's like the Liverpool Fabrizio.
Oh,
when he
he's
says
like Alistair
something,
Goldfast, to be
when
fair.
he says something,
You
it's
think
a
Paul Joyce-
certainty.
I thought you meant the ex-Wigan manager. Is his name Paul Joyce?
Who?
His name Paul Joyce, the ex-Wigan manager.
Which
I
one?
don't know.
Sorry.
There's been a lot of...
When Wigan were in the Premier League.
Yeah, to be
I
fair,
can't
you guys were
think that far back.
picnics. So
I know, I think the last Wigan game I remember was when Chelsea beat them 8-0 on the last day of the season. Do you remember?
In my head, I
remember
was
that.
thinking we beat them 9-1. Defoe got 5
Wigan
goals,
was
man.
the whooping ground.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You go there to
Where
get
are they now?
W.
League One?
God knows. Where are they, teams? You seem to be the spokesperson for Wigan.
League One.
Yeah.
They League One?
League One?
I would say League One.
You work at.
Listen,
Exactly. So you want, so you should know
72
everything.
teams. I can't. What was I even saying? The contracts, yeah.
Oh, that scared him into being like, oh, God, I might actually have to leave.
Yeah, it scared him. And the whole thing about them giving him a presentation about the mountains, and all, like, it was just like, move on. Yeah. So apparently they said,
What, the mountains,
don't go.
the Pennines?
They said don't go to Liverpool because look at the mountains, look at the food and all of that. So we were making jokes about
I'm not gonna
we were
lie.
making jokes about it. So
Going
yeah.
to Liverpool the other day, I understand.
Liverpool's an interesting place.
It's very
But
interesting.
none
It
of
didn't sit
them,
well
none
with
of
my
the
spirit,
players
man,
live.
walking down that high street.
None of the players live in Liverpool. It's
They live in like the village. They live in like Cheshire.
Yeah,
close,
they don't.
close to Manchester.
Yeah. Besides
Anyways,
the point. Besides the
Not cost too
point.
much.
The contracts. Trent is the only one where it's like that's probably the one we need to do first, just because of his age, because of his importance to the
I
team.
hope he leaves.
He
Probably-
ain't going nowhere.
I hope he goes.
He ain't
I hope
going nowhere.
Ramo did come and
I
say
think
not going
Florentino Perez would be sat there rubbing his hands.
Yeah.
He
Carvajal,
is
man.
not
Lit.
Carvajal is
going
old.
That's him.
anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
I pray to
Can you
God.
timestamp this just in case we need it?
He's not going anywhere.
No problem.
Do you remember Hey Jude?
Hmm? That's fine. That's fine. But he's
Jude
not. He's not
sung
going
it.
anywhere.
your tweet collection
I said if, man. You guys take out the key points of my tweet.
It's going to be sung at Anfield.
I
But
said
he's
it's
not going to be
sung.
playing for you when it is.
Anyway.
Maybe England will play
Anyway,
there.
he's
No,
he's
I mean,
coming.
you got Real Madrid in the.
Yeah, he's coming to Anfield soon. So there you go.
Wait, will he be fit? Because that would be hilarious. Sorry, no offense.
I don't know. If he'll be fit. I don't know when we played them. But anyway,
No, because I can just see it now. Trent to Real Madrid. That
he's
Adidas
not
advert.
going to
Boy.
Real Madrid.
Now that you
They're
said
best
he's not, he
buddies.
probably will.
He's not going to Real Madrid.
You see the way he was hugging up Trent's brothers?
Yeah, Jude. Yeah, they're friends. Like,
Jude
what can you
is
do?
doing agents.
He can do agent.
Okay.
And he'll be free. So do you know how
remember
much
when
money
they
they
thought-
can offer him?
That's why
Fam.
I'm saying I don't think he'll do
They're
it because I
gonna give
don't
him
think
the
he'll run
Rudiger
down his
contract.
contract. I don't think he'll run down.
What do
his
you mean run
contract.
it down? He's
Yeah,
in the
but-
last year.
Yeah, but Liverpool offer him a contract.
They only has to
Yeah,
get
but he has to
December.
sign it.
Huh?
Yeah.
I
He
know,
has to
but still, for him to
Ella.
not sign it and run down his contract,
Ella.
he's not going to leave like that.
It's 2.5 months until Madrid can chat to him.
Listen, we haven't even begun
That's if they're not-
discussions. We haven't even started.
That's
okay.
if they're not
Give us a
attracting him
chance.
already.
Exactly.
Give us a chance. Anyway, I think all three will sign. It's just a matter of time.
You're so
Van Dijk.
delusional.
What?
You're
huh?
so
Yeah, but
delusional.
I mean, he's the captain. Like, it's almost a certainty he will sign.
Has he? What about the Arab money? Arab money.
I don't know. He said
I
he wants
can
to
only
stay.
imagine the money that they'll throw at Salah.
Salah again.
World
he
Cup.
wants
Salah's
to
on the
stay.
plane. Salah's not here. He's not here. He's told everybody
Salah
he's
want-
leaving.
Yeah, because we haven't
told
offered him
everybody.
anything. Anita.
He said, as you know, this is my last year.
we haven't offered him anything.
But he could have said, as you know, I'm still waiting to hear
yeah, and
on a
he said
contract.
that after. He said that after.
But he came in with, as you know,
yeah,
this is
and
my
then he
last year.
clarified again. He said nobody has spoken to me
Ella.
about a contract.
Ella,
Let it
listen.
No,
That
I'm
new
being,
look
no.
is a soft launch for a new life.
Listen. He said he wants to stay at
He's got his
Liverpool.
hairline fixed.
That's great. He said he wants to stay at Liverpool. I know Salah wants to stay at the top level. He's not going to want to go to Saudi. I know the kind of player he is. He's always said he wants to stay at Liverpool. And I believe that if we give him a sensible contract, he will stay.
What's
How old is
sensible looking like?
Probably 2 years, 3. How old is he? 33?
He's
2 years?
33.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know the way Michael Edwards...
2 years on what, 300? Where he could go and get 5 years on like
He's
1
not
million, 2
going
million.
to Saudi if Liverpool offer him a sensible deal.
How old is Van Dijk?
He's again 33.
Jeez.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
think
Like,
these man.
You need to stop.
that's what,
Needs a succession plan.
This is what I've been saying. I said Liverpool haven't done enough work in the summer.
But what do
You
you
got Konza though.
Yes, it's all right.
I just don't know. This This is delusion.
Why is it
This is delusion.
Why is it delusion?
You can say that. Oh, they haven't offered him a contract.
They
blah, blah, blah.
haven't.
He has point blank said, "This is my last season."
Yes,
here."
and then he clarified and said because they haven't spoken to me about a contract. So of
Because
course this
he
is
realised
last
he
year.
did big mess up.
Sorry, but what is it's the three best players at the club?
That's
what could they
right.
possibly be doing?
I don't
apart from
know,
getting the contract
Laura.
done
They
and
even
signed.
That's
Why didn't they
right.
do it last? Okay, what happened last season? Why didn't they get the contracts on last
Because
season?
of course the whole Julian Ward was leaving and Michael Edwards had to come back. We had to renew all that stuff with the
This is
hierarchy.
sounding very Chelsea-ish.
So no, it's just changes of
Fam,
guards.
we
you know?
said Rudiger was going to sign. We were
Yeah,
so
Rudiger.
sure. And then Real Madrid gave him one classic of a contract.
£400,000 a week.
Do you think?
And the sight of UCL.
Do you think?
Plural.
Yeah, you won't dangle a Champions League in front of Trent's face along with 400k a week at
Listen,
the age
if
of 25.
Trent, if
And
Trent
play
wants
with
to
his
go,
best
listen. If Trent wants to go, I said on the last pod that didn't go out, he can go, but
He
I will
said he's
not
done.
be acknowledging his existence. It's as simple as that.
We'll be like, oh, Mbappe goal, assist, none.
I'll be like, no. The
I
ghost.
don't know that man.
I don't know who he
I don't know
is.
who that man
The
is.
only person I could probably see re-signing is probably Van Dijk, but I think Salah's a goner.
No, he's
Trent's a goner. But
I think Trent. I think the other two are just because they're at their age. They're at that age where they've done everything at Liverpool. Klopp's gone, and like Arne Slot's got an egghead. Can he be
Sorry,
trusted?
how is that relevant?
How is that?
How?
relevant?
Like, I just think that they could be thinking new challenge.
they don't want an egghead for manager.
No.
All right.
They've seen what's happened at Man United.
Do you know what? We will find out what
We
happens.
will find out.
In the next couple of
We
months.
will.
In how many months till Real Madrid can start talking to their
It's
January?
end of
They're
December.
probably already
Saudi.
talking. They're
Exactly,
already talking.
these-
They're
people,
whispering through
innit?
channels at the moment. There's a WhatsApp group, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move it on because we've only got about 10-15 minutes left. A Premier League record was broken this weekend.
Oh.
The most yellow cards received by individual players in a single game. Chelsea versus Bournemouth. 14 yellow cards were dished out. 14 by none other than the Anthony Taylor. Teema,
When I
your
call,
bestie.
I called for this man's P45 two seasons ago.
Yeah.
Two
Oh, yeah, when
seasons.
Romero dragged down Cucurella.
You would never let that.
Good size. Sorry, happy memory, but carry on.
And that's why he lost today. I think for me,
Okay.
Hey, Laura's face changed. Yo.
I've been calling for this man's P45 for 2 seasons now. Why? Can you ask you a question? Chelsea have played 4 league. You. They've played 4 league games. Why has he been Why has he been able to referee 2 of our games?
Okay, let's get him out of the way. I swear he can only referee a certain amount of games.
Wait, did you do the
World Cup?
City game?
He did a City
Oh,
game.
but because he's the big match referee, isn't he?
No, he's not. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be.
But-
But he is
Yeah.
designated as the
Him
one of
and-
the
You
big
should have
match
done a North
referees.
London derby. We should have swapped.
No. Him and Gerrard need to be. What's his name?
Jared Gillett.
They need to be fighting it out for Sheffield Wednesday for Sheffield United. There's no way. Why is he refereeing half of our games when he is dog shit? He is awful. So honestly, some of the yellow cards were for breathing. Colwell won the ball and got a yellow card.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
The thing for me, yeah, like what I have to admit, I was finding it amusing because every yellow card I was thinking Teema's head must feel Pluto. But I was kind of like, but there was no needle in the game. Like it wasn't like the crowd were on his the crowd eventually were on his back, but it wasn't like there were like horrific tackles going in and it got turned into some needless where you're thinking, I was like, there's no beef between these two sides.
was
Yet
none.
you're why is every 2 seconds? I mean, the game was very boring to watch, and it just felt like another yellow card. That's what the entertainment came.
He gives me maths teacher vibes. You know, like he gives me that who can't control. Like he thinks his class are unruly, but actually they're just talking about solving the quiz. Like he's so rash and it's just so shit. Like how is this the standard of how is he the pinnacle of English referees?
It's funny because he's actually he's actually a decent referee when it's not Chelsea.
No, he's not.
I think when it's Chelsea, and this is why a lot of Chelsea fans think there is a Chelsea bias when it comes to Anthony Taylor. He shows his ass every time, and I don't know what it is. I don't know whether he. Yes, Teema.
Do you remember the Europa League final?
Which one?
The Roma one, where he was chased out of that city.
Yeah. That's because you can't even say he's better in Europe because he's had some shocking games in Europe as
crazy.
well.
You know what? I rest my case.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about that.
I've rested my case.
I rest my case.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's just not great, and I feel like this is the problem that I think that we have with the referees now. Is that at no point did he apply his common sense and thinking, oh my God, I'm having a terrible performance here. Let me just switch up what I'm doing. He just doubled and tripled and quadrupled down on what he was doing yesterday.
Shocking, the star of the show.
I have a question. What do you think they do in those 15 minutes at half time?
Oh, how many yellow cards did you give out
Give
this
each
time?
other.
I think
But do they not analyse their performance and think,
Give each other fellation.
yeah, maybe I should tighten up a bit, or
I just don't. Did she just say?
Nothing.
Oh my goodness.
As I said, this is a 18 plus episode of the
Please
pod.
need to do a disclaimer at the beginning of the ep, man. I don't think they do anything, but I also feel like as a
wondering what they do.
PGMOL, I always think if there are games on Saturday and then there are obviously games on Sunday or whatever it is, it feels as if like does the whoever works for the PGML not say, oh, we had this controversy in this particular game, so make sure you're hot on it or whatever it is. And I'm just like, I'm just confused. Like I just feel like they referee in isolation.
But as Shai sat here and cried about and Declan Rice getting sent off like a couple
Even though he kicked the ball away.
Yeah.
But hey, ho.
But what she said was true though. Like they mark their own homework. So they're never gonna say, oh, the refereeing standard is terrible. They're always like, we get 95% of the decisions right. No, you don't. They need an independent body to come in and actually tell them the truth. How am I watching? I'm sure the refereeing decisions on the continent are not as bad. I've seen AFCON where refereeing decisions were seamless. How is it in the best league in the world, I'm seeing substandard refereeing in pretty much every game?
Because we allow it. Not we as fans, but the body allows it. That's
Because when they had the vote in the summer, the clubs voted, oh, we'll just continue how we are.
But it's not the VAR. The VAR is not the issue. It is the people running the VAR that is the issue.
But that's the thing.
the issue is the VAR and the referees are the same.
Yeah.
So they
that's
cannot.
the thing. Because
They're marking each other, and they're
But
all
the
boys.
system itself isn't the issue. It's the people
It's
manning the
it's the
system.
people. But the thing is, when there was the vote to say, okay, you guys are clearly incompetent at running this system, therefore let's take the system away until you lot fix up. They still voted to keep it. I think what we need within football is better collaboration with other nations. So we should be in a case of, why don't we invite the referees from Spain to come and do VAR for our booths? So we have some sort of independence. Because I do think the refereeing in Europe is not amazing, but it's better because you have countries from different referees with different refereeing standards then refereeing other countries. And it just feels very... Like I said, it's just a terrible viewing experience. You're there, you don't really know what's going on, especially if you're in the stadium. You don't really know what's going on. Or you're at home watching it on television, and then you have to go and listen to another referee backing their boys on the punditry. And it's just kind of and then they might just release the clip afterwards.
The worst thing, this is the last thing I'm going to say about Anthony Taylor and his gang of thugs, is that...
Gang of thugs.
is that the arrogance of the English referees, you see how automated offsides work in Europe. You see how quick they are, efficient. It was offered to you. You said, no, we've got this. No, you haven't got it.
I think
Those
it was
lines...
the clubs that voted against it.
No, I thought
it
it
not?
was...
It's not ready yet, so it's going to come in a few months.
Yeah, because they rejected it. But they rejected it last season, at the beginning of last
So
season.
we didn't have it last season because the clubs rejected it.
Yeah,
and
that
now
was
they're
it.
saying it's not ready yet
What do you
in
mean it's
terms
not
of
ready?
the cameras. But look at the Palace decision yesterday. They couldn't tell for shit whether Mateta was on or
I was
offside.
even thinking that, yeah.
Because they didn't have the correct camera angle. So they can't do the automated
Hey,
offside
this is lit.
until they bring the correct camera angles.
What a joke.
Hey, that was like Saka 2 years ago
Joke.
against Liverpool, where they didn't have the camera on.
Hey.
But this is
Every day Liverpool are victims.
But it's not even just Liverpool. Like all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
fallen
all
victim.
list how many.
and that's the thing. Like I don't like. To be fair, fine. You guys will speak about Anthony Taylor, but I don't think there is a massive bias for every referee for every cup because they're just incompetent. Like everybody can bring up their own example of refereeing incompetence.
Anthony Taylor's is especially when he sees the royal shade of blue. Especially.
I think so.
Especially.
That's
I think
interesting.
Chelsea fans have had enough. Of
Chelsea
Anthony
should write
Taylor.
to them and say enough of this.
But then we have kind of like new owners behind us, new
Yeah,
system
they're
behind us.
weaklings, man. They don't
Yeah,
back
but
it.
as soon as if the PGMOL took Anthony Taylor off Chelsea games, it sets a precedent because everybody's going to be
Liverpool
writing
got was his name Paul Tierney taken off?
No, we didn't actually, because it wasn't him. It was the guy.
the person that was in VAR.
No, it was. Who was it? Who was it
I
actually?
thought it was
that
Paul
they-
Tierney that you got taken off.
Nah, because him and Klopp they were beefing at the end of last season. So no, it wasn't.
But he was
Paul Tierney.
taken off for a while.
Nah,
Paul
we didn't.
Tierney,
It
no?
wasn't. It wasn't Paul Tierney. It was the guy that was in charge against Spurs.
I have
for
no-
that
I thought
game.
it was Tierney. I have no
Yeah, I
idea.
thought
No,
it
it
was
wasn't. It
Tierney.
wasn't Tierney that was the referee at that game.
Anyway.
I can't lie. I moved on from that incident, so I can't
I
remember.
have not moved
It's
on.
just
We're not
Liverpool
going back into
fans.
this. We're not
Yeah,
going back
we
into
could
it. We're not
go
going back into it.
it.
We're not
We
going back into
really
it.
could, Anita.
No.
Because I
Hello,
promise
please.
from that point, it really exposed them.
Jesus.
Because
from that
how?
point.
No, let's
Hey,
let's
hey,
go
hey,
back.
hey,
Let's go back to it.
Cut the mic, cut the mic, cut the mic, cut the mic, cut the mic.
Cameras.
Let's
Move
go back to
on.
it.
Cut her mic.
Move on.
Cut her mic.
Okay, I'll move
Dude,
on.
it's not
I mean,
good
I
to
can even talk
champion.
about the Odegaard handball. I could even talk about that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that was a violation.
It
I
was.
can't lie.
It was. I can talk about the Doku kick on McAllister said.
listen,
How many
I
can I
can talk about the Jota kick on Oliver Skip's head.
Okay, did you get?
Thank you.
Let's move on.
Thank you.
Okay,
We all have
so-
examples.
Chelsea scraped a 1-0 win against Bournemouth, despite, in my opinion, Bournemouth having us by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
Bournemouth
they were
are
the
the
better
better
team.
side. Of course, you don't expect Chelsea to be the favourites at this point in time anyway, because it's Chelsea. But they were by far the better side, especially from a team that has a much lower quality than the Blues do. So Teema, again, coming back to you, what are your takeaways from that match? Any positives, any negatives? And please highlight Jadon Sancho as much as you can.
First of all, Maresca got sexed tactically for 70 minutes of that game.
Go back to the sex.
Sexed. But
Doggy,
what I
Sorry.
My goodness.
reverse cowboy.
Cowboy.
I actually think
The fact that she said cowboy. She said cowboy.
Anyway.
is he not a boy?
Sorry, go ahead.
What I did like about him was that he
Should we name it Maresca?
sorry.
Another bald man.
Another egghead with a lot of facial hair. So what I did like is that he was tactically flexible though. So I think he changed things. After 70 minutes, Chelsea gained somewhat of control in that game. And yes, Jadon Sancho came on and was absolutely amazing. I think he was very direct. He took on his man. I haven't seen a Chelsea winger take on his man in years. Actually, years. I think since Callum Hudson-Odoi left.
I think I've seen Noni do it, but not as effective
Well,
as Jadon. Effective.
He was amazing, and I think his tenacity was the reason why Chelsea won that game.
I'm sorry, but I've been wanting Jadon Sancho since 2019. 2009, I've been begging.
I need
this
to see.
man.
I want to see a little bit more of what he has to offer before I'm like flinging pant.
Good
But
start though.
I think
Very
I think
good
he was
start.
really good. I was really impressed with him. I know some people were impressed with Robert Sanchez.
He was good.
The second half, he was good.
Let me move
He made
on.
the
Yeah,
saves
he
that
was
he
the
needed
one.
to
Yeah,
make.
he won you that game.
Let me move on.
He made
The penalty was very.
wasn't
I
his
wouldn't
fault,
even
no?
blame Sanchez
Nah, it was-
entirely.
He was he was just a bit naive and he got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always very naive and gets caught.
But-
Why is he always splashing all over the
it's
place?
not, it's not just him, it was Fofana.
Yeah,
Fofana
yeah.
passed
Yeah.
it
It's
back.
his fault. It's his fault.
And if we had more time, which we'll probably do maybe another time, but one thing we should be looking at this season is the centre-back partnership of Fofana and Levi Colwill. At the moment, I'm still not trusting it. Obviously, we still need to build it up with time, but it was a bit scary. But carry on.
Tosin was really good, really assured when he came on, I've got to say.
He's very good on the ball.
Disassi?
He's playing out of position.
Disassi?
He was a disaster, but he was playing out of position.
Disassi?
How many
Ooh,
times
third
did
time,
you call
third
it?
He took years off my life.
God forbid, man.
He
I
not good.
was due to die at 101. Now I'm down to the 90s. Years off my life. He is scary. Very, very scary. I'm scared. Nicholas Jackson, from Monday to Friday, what are you doing in training?
I saw your tweet and I
I
chuckled hard.
What does he do in training?
He got a new contract.
Him and Nunes goes to the same training field, do the same drills. Because what are you doing? You're out here having so much vim for Mikel. Where's your vim now?
That was crazy.
Where is your vim now?
Yeah.
Your finishing, your decision making is so bad. It is so bad. So instead of tweeting, crying about someone who is actually right in terms of you need help, how about you concentrate on making correct decisions and actually finishing, literally finishing. I want him and Robert Sanchez, after training 2 hours, drills, one of you save, one of you work on your finishing. I don't understand. You want to be the big boy. You have this personality that you think that you are him. You're not him. You're not even her or them. You're not her, them. Like you're not. Like
Nothing.
Bringing out all the pronouns.
I really need you to. Honestly, Nicholas Jackson, we need you to have a good season. I'm begging you,
been so
please
chaotic.
work on your finishing.
What's a good season for him?
But in 20 goals.
Ooh, that's a very good
But
season.
in
Can I ask?
Nkunku, I was impressed.
Can I ask, right? So in this team, it seems like Maresca wants to be playing the out-and-out nine, which is Jackson. Do you think a false nine could work better than leaving Jackson in front? Because obviously we saw Nkunku and Felix come on and we just saw a difference.
Felix was
immediately.
dog shit when he came on, by the way.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
I don't like to talk negatively on my boy, but it's fine.
It's
but
true.
Nkunku in particular, up top, did very well.
Yeah.
Is that a regime you want to adopt, or are you happy to stick with Jackson?
I want to see what that looks like in a Maresca situation. I think Nkunku, I know that he scored a few goals, few penalties in the conference and stuff, but I also need more from him as well in terms of his all-round play. So I want to see what that looks like. Nicholas Jackson needs help. He cannot play every game, and quite frankly, he probably can't even play the games that he does. So I need to find I think Maresca needs to find another solution that helps Nicholas Jackson so he doesn't feel the pressure and the burden of being the only nine, but also Nkunku is going to be there and chipping in goals. But I want to see what that looks like before I'm committed to that.
I think that's actually a fair answer. I was thinking you was going to troll.
No.
Honestly, that's a fair
The
answer.
only person I troll is Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah. To be fair, I think what Nkunku did was use his brain and use his strength, and he positioned his body well.
Which he normally does.
Yeah, bit of trickery, and it's a good finish. And I think if Nicholas Jackson's in that position, he just gets tackled, and Bournemouth clear the ball. But the problem is that you've only got one out-and-out nine, so that's not a Maresca issue. That's the board not fulfilling what they should have done in terms of bringing in another nine. Yeah, obviously they didn't get the Osimhen deal done, but equally, like, where was your alternative? The same way you didn't get Zubimendi done. What is your alternative?
Duran. But we didn't want to pay the money for him.
Look at that goal for Villa. Blam.
We didn't want to pay the money for him.
Good player.
Good player.
Because you look at him and think him in this Chelsea system
Would work.
No,
he'd be on.
they would ruin him. I said Chelsea and strikers, they would ruin him.
Okay,
Thank you, Ella.
Nunes over
Thank
there.
you, Ella.
Let's be real.
Thanks.
Let's be real. When was the last time you had a great striker?
Diego.
How long ago was that?
2016,
Thank you.
2017.
We're coming up.
Damn,
We're coming up to
10
two. Thank you.
2017, yeah.
Rice has started
But
well.
I still think he would still do better than Nicholas Jackson because he can strike the ball.
Also, Nicholas Jackson doesn't understand he needs help. He doesn't need to be replaced. He needs help. He needs help.
He needs to go to church.
Yeah, but who's going to help him? Look at the players he has around him.
This is the problem. When Mikel was talking about that, he basically said he was dog shit. I interpreted that as he needs help.
Yeah, but who's going to help him?
No, but that's what I mean.
Two
They should have gone and got
Somebody.
Osherman or Duran or
But then,
someone.
to be honest, Nkunku's there. Felix is there.
Is Nkunku going to stay fit for you to build anything with him?
We'll find out next time. Because unfortunately, we can't see into the future and we haven't got enough time left to really unpack how we feel Nkunku will do this season. But impressed with Nkunku, yes.
Yeah, I love him.
Impressed with Jadon Sancho?
So far.
So far, 45
Man United-
minutes.
No, so far.
To be fair, he had a very, very good debut.
He had a very good game and he was player of the match as well. Man United fans, seeing as there's none here for me to address, let Sancho go. Let him go. They're looking under his post saying Bruno Fernandes commented under Sancho's post. Is Bruno Fernandes a true red? Like, let him go.
I saw some tweets of people had to, they screenshotted their drafts because they wanted to do 007.
Like, bro,
Yeah.
they wanted to. He got an assist in his first game.
What
Man
I
of the
will
match.
say, if you want United fans to let Sancho go, then Chelsea fans need to let Mason Mount go.
Yeah, but that's different.
Cancel out your hate watches.
No,
and
it's
swap
different. It's
players.
different. It's different.
It's not different.
It is. He came from our academy and he was the boy who had a dream.
Sorry.
And then home mate home. So
Let
it's not the same.
It's
Let
actually,
him go.
it's actually not the same.
It's not the same.
let him go.
But I've let Mason Mount go.
When he leaves me,
Faye, let him go.
when he leaves
Because the man doesn't even play, and your name is his name
sorry for
is still in your
Mason
mouth.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Mason Mount at this point. I want
Can't
Mason
talk
Mount to
about
do
Man
well.
United,
I'm
not United. Sorry.
not
See?
But anyway, let Jadon Sancho breathe. Sancho, my boy, you are back at Chelsea where you were destined to be in the first place. Very happy. Kennington where it started. Or should I say Kensington? Anyway, that was dead, innit?
Yeah, and I feel like please don't end the episode on Jadon Sancho.
I was going to end it on Jadon Sancho. I love him, man. But anyways, guys, this has been another week of the Gold Diggers podcast. Make sure you are following us on all social media platforms at Gold Diggers UK on Twitter, at Gold Diggers UK _ on Instagram, at Gold Diggers UK on TikTok. Follow us on LinkedIn as well. Julie is about to have a baby. Yeah, we're about to have our first Gold Diggers baby. Woo! Yes, we are women with vaginas and we have babies, okay?
I think they've established that from listening to this episode.
Do you know what? No, but sometimes I feel like they actually think we're man. They're like, it's the way that they want to cuss us out. You think we're boys. We're not boys. Yeah? We have vaginas. We have emotions, okay? Feel things. All right.
Just congratulations to Julie.
Yeah, congratulations. So nice. It's been an emotional day for me. Because I'm a girl and I have periods.
Wow.
What is this episode?
No, this is so chaotic.
I'm just playing. Guys, have a good week ahead and we will see you guys next week.